students. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Kinetic Theory of Gases. In this chapter, basically we'll be studying behavior of gas, ideal, what is the difference between real and ideal gas. This also we'll be studying in this chapter. Okay, mean free path. What is mean by mean free path? Pressure of an ideal gas, root mean square velocity, and interpretation of temperature in kinetic theory. So let us start. We have already seen there are three states of matter: solids, liquid and gases. We can, if we are assuming pressure as P, volume as V and temperature as T, then we will see three laws on which gases behave. First law is Boyle's law. It states just that pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Means if pressure increases, volume decreases. You can see these two diagrams. Over here you can see more amount of volume is there. As more amount of volume is there, so the pressure which will be exerted on this particle will be very less. You can see over here the value which has been written. Pressure in this case is 100 mmHg, whereas volume is 1 liter. In this case the piston is moving inwards. As this piston is moving inwards, so what is happening? Pressure is increasing. Pressure previously was 100 mm, now the pressure is 200 mm. Volume is what? 0.5 liter. You can see pressure, as pressure is increasing, volume is decreasing, and vice versa. Next one, Charles law. Charles law states us that volume of a gas is directly proportional to temperature when pressure is kept constant. You can see this two figure. Previously it has just started heating. As it has just started heating, temperature is less, so volume is also less. And second case, it is heated for a very long duration, so temperature is more, so volume is also more. So what does it state us? As volume is increasing, temperature is also increasing, and vice versa. Next one, Gay-Lussac's law, where pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Means what does it state us? As pressure increases, temperature will also increase when volume is kept constant. You can see this two beakers. It has been not allowed to change its volume. Okay, previously it is no heating is there, so it is having some sort of temperature and pressure is also there. As soon as it has started heating, what is happening? As temperature is increasing, pressure is also increasing. So what does it state us? Pressure is directly proportional to temperature. If we combine all these three laws, then what do we get? We get ideal equation, ideal gas equation. It states as PV is proportional to T. Mean pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature. We can write it in this manner, that is P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. We can, for n moles, this equation can be written as PV is equal to NT, where n is denoting the moles of gas. What is n denoting? Moles of gas. Okay. Now this, if we remove this proportionality sign, we will be getting PV is equal to nRT, where R is, what is R called? Universal gas constant. What is R called? Universal gas constant. Its value is 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin for all gases. It is for all gases. Now small n is denoting mass of gas upon molar mass. Small n is denoting what? Mass of gas upon molar mass. M upon M0. This small n can also be written as n upon Na. What is n denoting? Number of molecules in a gas. Number of molecules in a gas, and Na is denoting Avogadro's number. What is Na is denoting? Avogadro's number, and it is the number of molecules in 1 mole of gas. What is Na? It is Avogadro's number. It is also the number of molecules in 1 mole of gas. We get one more equation, that is PV is equal to N kBT. PV is equal to N kBT. If you see this equation, PV is equal to N kBT and PV is equal to nRT, you will see that in both the cases on LHS it is PV. So what we can write, that nRT is equal to N kBT, but over here also T is there, so T and T will also get cancelled. So ultimately what we will be getting? R is equal to Na kB, where R is a universal gas constant, Na is Avogadro's number, and kB is a Boltzmann constant. So we will be getting R is equal to Na kB. In this situation, Boyle's law, Charles law and Gay-Lussac's law are strictly valid for real gases only. Only when pressure of the gases is very low, as well as temperature of the gas is also very low. Now what is ideal gas? A gas obeys the equation of state PV is equal to nRT are called as ideal gas. This equation is obeyed under all pressure and temperature. Okay. Now we will see what is equation of state. Equation of state for a gas. Its states is specified by a number of physical quantities. Its state is specified basically by number of physical quantities such as pressure, temperature, volume and internal gas. This equation, internal energy. This equation is known as equation of state. Now we will see the behavior of gas. Particles of gases are in constant motion. The gas particles are always in constant motion. It is very difficult to understand the behavior of gas in terms of single motion of a single particle. So if we want to study the motion of single particle, it is very difficult because gas consists of large number of particles. As number of particles in a gas is itself so large, it is approx 10 raised to 23 particle per meter cube. Means only in per meter cube, 1 meter cube, there's 10 raised to 23 particles. Okay, so imagine how big, how much number of particles of gases are there. That any attempt to relate the microscopic parameter means what? Very small parameters of pressure, volume, temperature and energy with the motion of individual particle would be useless. We cannot relate or study the microscopic parameters such as pressure, volume, temperature and energy for an individual particle. For this, what we do, we assume certain assumptions. We make certain assumptions. Okay. Assumptions is related to average of physical quantities over large number of particles involved are obtained. Average, we first of all find the average values of all individual particles. Take for example, if in the enclosed container there are 100 numbers of particles. So in spite of finding the velocity of single particle, we will find the velocity of 100 particles and then we will be taking the average. Whatever average value we will be getting, we will be relating that to the microscopic parameter of a gas. Whatever average we will be getting, that will be relating to the microscopic parameter of a gas. Now we will be seeing the difference between ideal gas and real gas. Ideal gas, which we have already studied, gas obeying the equation of state, that is PV is equal to nRT at all pressure and temperature. These are ideal gases. Real gases are composed of atoms and molecules which interact with each other. Which interact with each other means what? There are no real gases which are truly ideal. There are no real gases that are truly ideal because they always interact with each other. Intermolecular interaction are absent. In case of ideal gas, intermolecular interaction are absent. In case of atoms or molecules are very far apart. So interatomic or intermolecular attraction are not there in case of a real gas. Pressure is very high. In case of ideal gas, pressure is very high. Whereas in case of a real gas, pressure is very low. Ideal gases have no mass. There is no mass in case of ideal gas, whereas real gases are having mass. Whenever ideal gases collide, their collision is always elastic. In case of a real gas, their collision is inelastic or non-elastic. No energy is involved during collision. Whereas in case of a real gas, in case of a collision, energy is involved. In case of a collision, the energy is involved. Next one, mean free path. What is mean free path? The molecules of a gas are uniformly distributed throughout the volume of a gas. You can see all these gases are uniformly distributed throughout this volume. These molecules are executing random motion. These molecules will execute random motion. Typically, whenever this molecule will move in a straight direction, they will execute random motion. Okay. When the molecules approach another molecule, there is a repulsive force between them. Take for example, molecule is there. This molecule is moving in straight direction. As soon as this molecule will approach another molecule, there is some sort of repulsive force created between previous molecule and the approaching molecule. And it will behave like a small hard spherical particle. This leads to elastic collision. What does this lead to? Elastic collision. Therefore, both the speed and direction of the motion of the molecule will change abruptly. Take for example, one molecule is moving towards it, another molecule. Then what will happen? As soon as this molecule will collide with this molecule, its speed will change as well as its direction will also change. Its speed will decrease as well as its direction will also change. The molecules collide with the wall of the container. It is not that the molecules will collide with another molecule only. It is not that molecules will collide with another molecule only. It can collide with the wall of the container as well. Molecule exerts force on each other only during collision. Each molecule will exert force on each other. This molecule will exert force on this direction, this molecule will exert force on this direction. So both the molecules will exert force on each other only during collision. Thus, in between two successive collisions, the molecules move in a straight line path with a constant velocity. So in between two successive collisions, what will happen? Molecules will move in a straight line path and it will move with a constant velocity. So mean free path lambda is what is called mean free path. It is the average distance traveled. It is the average distance traveled by the molecule with constant velocity between two successive collisions. So what is mean free path? It is the average distance traveled by the molecule with constant velocity between two successive collisions. Take for example, one wall is over here, another wall is over here. So the molecules will move from one wall to another wall with constant speed. Okay, with constant speed. Now this is what is called mean free path. Now the molecule will not only collide with the wall of the container, but also can collide with the another molecule as well. Now the mean free path is expected to vary with the density of the gases. Mean free path is expected to vary with the density of gases, where density is equals to n upon v, where n is number of molecules enclosed in a volume v. Take for example, there are n numbers of molecules. There are n numbers of molecules and n numbers of molecule is enclosed in this container v. N numbers of molecule is enclosed in this container v. So density can be denoted as n upon v. Higher the density, more will be the collision and smaller will be the mean free path. Higher the density. Take for example, one class is there and in that class 20 students are there and 20 students are asked to run in that room. Then less amount of collision will be there. Now if in that same room 100 students are there and asked to move, asked to run, then there will be more collision. More collision means what? Mean free path will be less. Mean free path will be smaller because more amount of collision will be there. Okay. It is also seen that lambda is inversely proportional to the size of molecule. Inversely proportional to the size of molecule. Say diameter d. Smaller the size of molecule, less is the chance of collision. Smaller the size of molecule, less is the chance of collision, and larger will be the mean free path. So it is given by this formula, that is lambda is equal to 1 upon root 2 pi d square n upon v. Now n upon v can be written as k t upon p. See, n upon v, what we get from ideal equation, pv is equals to n kbt. So in this what we can do, we can take this v in the denominator and kb t can be taken over here in the denominator as well. So what we will be getting, n upon v is equals to p upon kbt. So this n upon v, in place of n upon v, what we can substitute, p upon kbt. P upon kbt can be substituted over here. So p will come in the denominator and kbt will go in the numerator. So based on it, one numerical is there. Obtain the mean free path of nitrogen molecule at 0 degree Celsius. What we have to obtain? Mean free path of a nitrogen molecule at 0 degree Celsius at 1 atm atmospheric pressure. The molecular diameter of a nitrogen molecule has been given, that is 324 per million, assuming the gas is ideal. Okay, first of all, given what is given, temperature has been given at 0 degree Celsius. In this chapter, as it is related to gases, temperature will be given in degree Celsius. We have to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin. For converting degree Celsius to Kelvin, we have to add by 273. Okay, so we have got temperature as 273. What is pressure been given? 1 atmospheric pressure. 1 atmospheric pressure means what? That is 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Diameter has been given, that is 324 part million. Million means what? It is 10 raised to minus 12. So we will be getting 324 into 10 raised to minus 12 meter. We are knowing this equation from ideal gas, PV is equals to N kBT. So in place of N upon V, we can write P upon N kBT. So we can substitute this over here. इसको यहाँ पे substitute कर सकते हैं. We will be getting KB upon root 2 pi d square upon P. Over here K's value, you will see that it has been taken over here. It has not been given in question. K is Boltzmann constant. What is K? Boltzmann constant. This value will be given in the question paper. You don't have to learn this. Temperature, we are knowing root 2 pi d. D is what? Diameter. 324 into 10 raised to minus 12 whole square into pressure. Pressure क्या है? 1.01 into 10 raised to 5. After substituting, you will be getting this answer. That is 0.8 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. This is the derivation. This is the enclosed container. This is an enclosed container. Okay, it is a cubical container. Its length is L. इसका length क्या है? L है. So naturally its area will be L square and its volume will be V square. L cube. Mass of each molecule. Whatever mass is there of each molecule is taken as M. Let N be the total number of molecules. कितने molecules है इसके अंदर? N numbers of molecules are there. So we can write total mass. We can write total mass as M into N. M क्या है? Small m. Small m was what? Mass of each molecule. Small m is what? Mass of each molecule. And capital M is denoting total mass. So it will be multiplication of this both. Total mass is equals to mass of each molecule into total number of molecules. So it has been written as capital M is equals to N into M. Now density is mass upon volume. Density is mass upon volume. Over here we are assuming there are three coordinates x, y and z. There are three coordinates. Okay, we are only taking into consideration the molecules which are moving along x-axis. So first molecule's velocity is Vx1, second molecule's velocity is Vx2, and it goes on and on up till Vxn. Okay, so we are considering the molecules which is at point P, This molecule is moving with velocity that is Vx1. Molecule which is at point P, which is moving with a velocity that is Vx1. Okay, it is moving with velocity that is Vx1. It is striking this face S. It is striking this face S. As soon as it is striking, it is starting moving in opposite direction. Take for example, this is S and molecule is at point P. This is point P. This molecule starts moving with velocity that is m Vx1. This molecule is moving with velocity Vx1. As soon as it strikes this face S, what will happen? It will change its direction. Now its direction will be minus Vx1. Try to understand. Previously its direction was Vx1. Now its direction is in the opposite direction. So its direction is minus Vx1. Okay. So final momentum we can find out. Final momentum is what? Final momentum at P, at this point P, it can be written as minus m Vx1. Initial momentum was what? M Vx1. Momentum बता रहा हूँ. Initial momentum was what? M Vx1. After striking, what has happened? Its momentum will become minus as it starts moving in opposite direction. So we can denote change in momentum at point P. Change in momentum at point P can be denoted as final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum क्या है? Minus Vx1. Initial momentum क्या है? Minus initial momentum क्या है? M Vx1. लेकिन यहाँ पे माइनस साइन है, as there is minus sign. So final answer will be getting minus 2m Vx1. What is this denoting? Momentum at point P. Momentum at point P is denoting is what? Minus Vx1. अगर यहाँ पे अगर momentum at point P is losing, so naturally momentum at point S will be gaining. अगर एक पॉइंट में मोमेंटम लूज होता है तो और एक पॉइंट में मोमेंटम गेन हो जाएगा. सो चेंज इन मोमेंटम एट फेस S कैन बी डिनोटेड एज व्हाट? 2m Vx1. ओके, नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड point P और point S. P is over here and S is over here. So the distance between two successive collision molecules क्या होगा? यहाँ से यहाँ पे जाएंगे and then again it will return. First of all, it will move from in this direction P to Q, then after collision it will move from Q to P. So the distance traveled between two successive collision, अगर यहाँ से यहाँ तक distance L है, so distance between two successive collision क्या रहेगा 2L. Okay, next one what we are knowing, velocity is equals to displacement upon time. So velocity along x-axis can be denoted as velocity along x-axis upon time. We can denote it in this manner as well. Okay, so if we want to find out the time, so time can be written as distance upon velocity. Time has been written as distance upon velocity or speed. Distance is 2L. Velocity at this point is what, Vx1. Now rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum can be written as change in momentum into time. Rate of change of momentum को कैसे लिख सकते हैं? Change in momentum upon time. Change in momentum की जगह क्या लिख सकते हैं? Change in momentum की जगह what we can write? We can write this one. We can write this one, that is 2mvx1. और time ये पूरा time है, so this time ये पूरा denominator में चले जाएगा. As this whole term will go in the denominator, so 2L will go in the denominator and Vx1 will come in the numerator. So what will happen? ये 2 और ये 2 cancel हो जाएगा. ये 2 और ये 2 cancel हो जाएगा. So we will be getting mvx1 square upon L. But according to Newton's second law, what does Newton's second law states is that rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to force. So we can write down this as F1 is equals to mvx1 square upon L. Similarly, what is this denoting? Force exerted by first molecule. So we can also find out force exerted by second molecule as F2 is equals to mvx2 square upon L. So force exerted by nth molecule can be written as Fn is equals to mvx square upon nl. So total force can be written as F is equals to F1 plus F2 plus dot 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 Fn. We can write all the terms like this. ये पूरा लिख सकते हैं mvx1 square upon L plus mvx2 square upon L plus dot 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 mvx square upon nl. Now over here you will see m and l is common in all the equations, so we can take common outside. And next step what we will be doing, we will be multiplying by n as well as dividing by n. ठीक है, multiplying by n as well as dividing by n. Why we are doing this? Because this whole term which is inside the bracket, ये पूरा term which is inside the bracket can be denoted as Vx square bar. Can be denoted as what? Vx square bar. And what is this term denoting? Mean square velocity of the gas. What is this term denoting? Mean square velocity of the gas. This is also called average over all possible values of Vx. ठीक है, ये पूरा term को क्या लिख सकते हैं? Vx square bar. So what force will be getting? F is equals to n into m upon L Vx square bar. We can find out pressure now. Pressure is what? Force upon area. Force मतलब ये पूरा लिख सकते हैं. And area we have already seen. Area की जगह क्या लिख सकते हैं? L square. So L square I have written, but we are knowing L square into L can be written as L cube, and L cube can be denoted as volume. So what we will be getting? Pressure is equals to n into m upon L Vx square bar. What is Vx square bar? Mean square velocity of the gas. Okay, and total mean square velocity of the gas can be written as total mean square velocity along x-axis plus total mean square velocity along y-axis plus total mean square velocity along z-axis. This can also be written as mean square velocity along x-axis. All mean square velocities can be equal, and all mean square velocity can be equal to 1/3 total mean square velocity. Try to understand. Total all mean square velocities along that specific axis. What is this denoting? Mean square velocity along x-axis is equal to mean square velocity along y-axis is equal to mean square velocity along z-axis. This whole ये पूरा किससे equal है? 1/3 mean square total velocity. 1/3 mean square total velocity. So in this case what we can write? We can write only this one. ये सिर्फ लिख सकते हैं. Sorry, यहाँ पे नहीं. We can write this over here. यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं. So what pressure will be n into m upon v, 1/3 v square bar. वही लिखा हुआ है. P is equal to 1/3 n upon v m v square bar. द above इक्वेशन इज ऑब्टेन फॉर अ क्यूबिकल शेप कंटेनर. ये इक्वेशन किससे मिला हमें? क्यूबिकल शेप कंटेनर. बट दिस इक्वेशन is valid for any shape of the container. It is not that this equation is valid for only cubical shape container. अगर आप circular container लो, square container लो या rectangle, hexagon, whichever shape container, this equation will be valid. Okay, this equation is valid only when there is no collision. There is no collision between intermolecular. There is no collision between the particles. Okay, and second assumption is that we are taking molecules very large. We are taking very large number of molecules. As we are taking very large number of molecules, so if there is a single collision with any of the molecules, this equation will not be changing. Even if there is single collision between any of the molecules, this equation will not be changing. Now we will be seeing what is root mean square. We will be taking that same equation. क्या था? P was equals to 1/3 P is equals to 1/3 N, उसके बाद M. 1 minute. We were having, किधर गया वो इक्वेशन? हाँ, we will be taking this, यही इक्वेशन लेंगे in the next case. We want to find out this one. So what we will be doing, we will be taking this all term over there. We will go over here, we will be getting 3PV upon NM. वही मिला है देखिए, 3PV upon NM. We have got that same term. V square bar is equal to 3PV upon NM. But we are already knowing, हमें क्या पता है? PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. So PV के जगह what we can substitute? PV के जगह we can substitute nRT. इसको यहाँ पे substitute कर सकते हैं. So we will be getting what? V square bar is equal to 3 nRT upon NM. But this small n क्या बताता है? Capital N upon Na. Capital N upon Na means number of molecules upon Avogadro's number. So we will be writing capital N upon Na. So what will happen? This n and this n will get cancelled. And we have to find out root mean square. Root mean square मतलब क्या? Root mean square bar is already there. So we will be taking square root from both the sides. So we will be getting this one, root mean square. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? VRMS. R means what? Root. M is what? Mean. And S is what? Square. So this formula we will be writing at root 3RT upon M0. अभी ये M0 कहाँ से है? M0 can be written as Na into M, where M0 is called as a molar mass of a gas. M0 is what is called? Molar mass of a gas. Now this equation is very useful because with the help of this equation we can find out the root mean square velocity of different gases. For nitrogen gas at 300 degrees Celsius, root mean square is 517 meter per second, and for oxygen gas is 483 meter per second. Next one, interpretation of temperature in kinetic theory. We'll be using that same equation, that is P is equals to 1/3 Nm M V square bar. We can take V over here, so we'll be getting PV is equals to 1/3 Nm V square bar. What we'll be doing in the next case, we'll be multiplying by 2 as well as dividing by 2. So we'll be getting this equation. But over here, what does this denotes? This denotes average kinetic energy, translational kinetic energy. What this quantity denotes? Average translational kinetic energy. Okay. For an ideal gas, the molecules are not interacting. Molecules are not interacting with each other, means potential energy will not be there. So internal energy of the gas is purely due to kinetic energy. Internal energy of an ideal gas is purely due to kinetic energy. So we can write this as total energy is equals to N into half M V square bar. So you can see this equation, ये equation और ये equation. What we see, ये पूरा N half M V square bar can be written as E. मतलब ये पूरे जगह क्या लिख सकते हैं? E. So what we'll be getting? PV is equals to 2/3 E. PV is equals to 2/3 E. PV is equals to 2/3 E. But from ideal equation, what we have got? PV is equals to N kBT. PV is equals to N kBT. ठीक है? So this equation can also be written as, इसको उल्टा कर सकते हैं. इसको उल्टा करके क्या लिख सकते हैं? See, this ये पूरा क्या मिला है हमें? N KBT is equals to 2/3 upon E. But if we want to find out only energy, तो क्या हो जाएगा, ये पूरा ऊपर चले जाएगा, इट विल गो उल्टा होके यहाँ पे आ जाएगा. That's what has been written. Energy is equals to 3/2 n KBT. After this, n is taken in the denominator, so we can write E upon n is equals to 3/2 KBT. So what this equation states is that E upon n means total energy per unit volume is directly proportional to temperature. Total energy per unit volume per unit molecule, n क्या बता रहा है, molecule बता रहा है. So average energy per unit molecule is directly proportional to absolute temperature. E upon n is total average energy per unit molecule is directly proportional to temperature. क्योंकि Kb का वैल्यू कांस्टेंट है और 3/2 is also constant, is directly proportional to absolute temperature. This equation is related to microscopic parameter of a gas. ये इक्वेशन किससे रिलेटेड है? Microscopic parameter of a gas at absolute temperature T for a kinetic energy of a molecule. Thank you.